What is up, scent heads, smell beast, and frag freaks? It's your boy. My name is Mega Dave, and today we're taking Prada to the ocean. That's coming up next, and this is Mega Dave's Faves.
I'm raw, uncut, leading the pack, I'm where you're from. Wherever the streets is never enough.
Yo, what is good, Fave fam? For everybody returning, I want to say thank you so much for being a Favy baby. It really means a lot. And if this is your first time here, welcome. As I said before, my name's Mega Dave, and this is my channel Oh So Fresh, and this is my series Mega Dave's Faves, and I do reviews on fragrances that I absolutely love. And I hope that you love them too. If you do, give me 2 huge fresh thumbs up. That lets me know that you enjoy the content. Also, think about subscribing and hit me decent right there in the old bellin. That lets the algorithm know that you love me, and that lets you know when I drop my next banger, because who knows, it could be your favorite fragrance that I review next. Today, we got a brand new fragrance from the house of Prada. Let's see what we got. The fragrance we got in is a flanker from a flanker from a flanker. We got Prada Luna Rosaa Ocean. So this is the newest flanker from Prada Luna Rossa. You guys all know, black, carbon, actually pretty good. Most of the time they're generic, just mass appealing, great smelling fragrances. So will this thing be any different? Let's check it out. So I've talked enough. Let me shut up and get to why you guys all came here and get to the scent breakdown. All right, I got my Luna Rosaa Ocean and the man with a fantastic Italian dialect, the handy dandy fresh strip, and we can take this baby to paper. But I got that sprayer, y'all. Jesus Christ. That thing saturated him. He is moist. Prada Luna Rosaa Ocean. I'm just going to call it Ocean from now on. Frank Ocean, in fact. It starts out pleasant. It's fresh. It's bright. It's got a citrus note to it. It's got this little bit of herbal note as well. Something else that pops straight through is this pepper note. So it's spicy. It's fresh with a touch of herbal. It has this blue quality, so this is going to be a blue fragrance. It's called Ocean. You would expect a blue fragrance. The bottle itself is blue, so it smells blue itself, or we're gonna call it blue-green, okay? Maybe a teal, who knows? As this thing wears down, and as you expect from most of these fragrances, this thing is going to be heavily dosed with ISOE Super and ambroxan. Some people can't smell it, some people can. I pick up ambroxan anytime it's in a fragrance, and it's thick in here. 3 C's, 1, 2, 3. 3 C's, and this baby is, like I said, a mass appealing fragrance. When we get down to the mid, we do get some changes where it goes from a mass appealing blue fragrance to a mass appealing blue fragrance with some touches. So we get non-lipsticky iris. I know sometimes when I mention iris, people associate that with lipstick. This here is not that. It just gives off a little bit more of an adult feel to it. It's clean. You get this lavender that's in here as well. It's a little bit sweet. You get this blue, but never get an oceanic vibe to it. Even though it says ocean, it doesn't become aquatic. It doesn't become seaweedy or algae or anything like that. It's just clean. It's just fresh. All right, as always, I wear every fragrance. I got this, put it on. It's on my skin. So when it starts going from mid to dry down, this thing changes up and actually becomes pretty soapy, which is surprising because I was thinking oceanic, that usually doesn't become soapy. This does on my skin. Maybe it's the mixture of the vetiver with the iris and the lavender, but it becomes soapy. It also has this suede. I know there's suede listed in the notes, and it smells like that, like a smooth, supple suede with this clean background. So kind of like you're scrubbing it with some bubbles, that suede that's in here. Like I said, you're not going to get any funkiness from the vetiver. It's not going to be very overpowering. It just lends a little bit of this soapy vibe that you get in the dry down, and like I said, the tail end of the mid. All right, now who can wear this fragrance? This is made for men. But ladies, as I always say, if you love anything that I've described, if you already are wearing Luna Rossa Carba, Luna Rossa Extreme, Luna Rossa Black, whatever, wear what you love and love what you wear. But I do think this here is designed for men. And in fact, I think for a little bit younger of a generation men, so probably 30 and back, you can wear whatever you want to. If you're older, I'm gonna wear it if I want to. And I do think this is maybe a great fragrance for people that are just starting a collection. This would go right in there. It's a blue fragrance along the lines of Dylan Blue, things like that. It's gonna fit right in there like a Bleu de Chanel. It's gonna be easy to wear and it's gonna get compliments. All right, when to wear this fragrance? right now, when it's extremely hot outside. It's going to perform extremely well. It's going to smell great to a lot of people. So spring, summer, you want to put this in hot climates around the world. Abu Dhabi, Florida, Texas, Africa, any of those type of places, you can put this on almost anytime. All right, now where to wear this fragrance. This is going to be an office scent, a daily driver, of course, assuming that the weather is fantastic, but wear it whenever the hell you want to. Don't let me tell you how or when to wear your fragrance. I'm just saying, for me, I think this is going to be good for the office. It's going to be good for kids going to school, going to university, things like that. This is what it's designed for. It's a mass appealing fragrance that's going to be used by a lot of youth probably. All right, now how to wear this fragrance. I went with about 8 to 10. You can over apply this. The opening is piercing, but I went with one behind each ear, on the back and on the front of each shoulder, on the back of the neck, on the front of the chest, and I did either hand, light dab, don't rub it, boom. And that gave me pretty good performance. Hour and a half-ish of good solid push, which you expect from a fragrance like this. It's going to be piercing. It's going to get out there in the atmosphere. Now, as far as longevity on skin, right now about 6 hours and she almost dead. So I imagine 6 to 7 hours. On clothing, you'll get an entire day, probably beyond that, so put it on your clothes as well. But on skin, like I said, 6 to 7 hours for me. You may get beyond that. Like I said, my skin sometimes is a sponge, sometimes it's a rock. It just depends on how the fragrance is built. This one, it's pretty adequate for what it is, especially for the price. All right, we got that out of the way. Now let's get to the fresh score. As always, I do 7 categories, 5 points each, with a max of 35 points for the world's best fragrance. And those categories are packaging, sprayer, performance, value, versatility, originality, and compliments. All right, getting into the packaging, this is standard Prada bottle, standard Prada box. Nothing mind-blowing, but it's definitely not the cheapest. Super thick glass. The bottle looks extremely good, especially if you have the entire Luna Rossa line. They're all going to be very nice, symmetrical, even, satisfying. 3.5 points. All right, getting into the sprayer itself. This sprayer is very good. If you have one Prada, you have them all. Sprayer, kaboom, shoots a rocket out there. So it's a very, very above average sprayer. 4 points. All right, so getting into performance, it's gonna be a little subjective on me. It performs above average. It may come way better on you. I know some people were saying some of the other Luna Rossa stuff goes for a long time. Now, again, on clothing, it's gonna go a little bit longer, but for me, 6 to 7 hours, well above average, 3.5 points. All right, now getting into value, something completely subjective. This is $70-ish. US dollars for 50 ml. Of course, if you get 100 ml, you're gonna get a little bit better of a value, but it's completely subjective, but I think extremely affordable for a pretty mass appealing fragrance. I'm gonna give it 4 points. All right, now for versatility, again, depending where you live, you may get more use. If you put this in an office or your school or your university, you're gonna be able to use it quite a bit more. But realistically, you're set to hot climates because you can put a lot of better fragrances in the cooler climates. So for me, I think versatility is worth 3 points. All right, getting into originality. It's a Prada Luna Rossa flanker. I didn't expect it to blow my socks off, and guess what? My socks, they still on my feet. That doesn't mean that this is not a fantastic, mass appealing fragrance. It is not going to reinvent the wheel. It's just going to take that same wheel and paint it blue, okay? And there's a lot of other fragrances that have painted it blue and arguably are better than this fragrance. I think this is good. I don't think this is stellar, but I do think for originality, 2.5 points. All right, where this isn't the most original, it does copy something that does something very well, which is get compliments. Compliments are going to be coming in bunches, especially in those first few hours. There's not much to say that you dislike about this fragrance. It's a blue fragrance, and we all know those are going to get you compliments. They smell clean, they smell fresh. For the majority of people, they're going to like them, and especially because of the aroma chemicals that are in here, it's going to push out that first hour and a half-ish, like I said, and even beyond that, you're going to get whiffs, especially when you go out into the heat. It's going to reinvigorate it, and people are going to like it. So for compliments, this thing is going to be stellar. 4 points. All right, we tally all of that up and we get 24.5 points. Like I said, I did not go into this thinking I was going to get some stellar brand new Luna Rosaa Ocean, the greatest thing on earth. I was expecting a blue fragrance that was along the likes of a lot of other things, and it delivered exactly what I thought. It's great down the middle. The price is going to be exactly where it needs to be. It's an easy pickup, especially if you already love the Prada line. This is going to fit right in. Prada does soapy better than anyone else, so this has that soapy, just adds a little bit of that bitterness and that sharpness that you get from that Luna Rossa line. But that's all I have. Let me know down in the comments, have you tried this? Are you gonna try it? I love you guys so much. Till I come to you again, be blessed and stay fresh.
We got these shorties on the floor.